My daughter burst through the door before I could finish the email. Her school bag hit the floor, her face white as paper. "Dad, where's the baby?" I glanced at my watch. "At Mom's office. She took him this morning." Her lips trembled. "We have to go there, now." Something inside me, quiet, instinctive, stirred. She wasn't scared. She was terrified. No questions. I grabbed the keys. We drove in silence, her small hands clenched in her lap, knuckles pale against denim. Every red light felt like a trap. Halfway there, she whispered, "Mom said not to tell you. That she needed to think." Think about what? She didn't answer, just looked out the window. By the time we reached the office, my pulse was a drum. The parking lot was half empty. My wife's car sat crooked across two spaces, door slightly ajar. Something was wrong. I told my daughter to stay in the car. The elevator ride up felt endless. My reflection in the mirrored wall didn't look like me. When the doors opened, I smelled it. Antiseptic, faintly metallic. The scent of hospitals and endings. And then I saw it. The baby carrier. Empty. And my wife, sitting on the floor beside it, phone in her hand, her face streaked with tears she hadn't wiped away. She looked up at me, startled, like I'd caught her mid-confession. "I didn't know you'd come," she said softly. "You weren't answering," I replied. The silence between us was a living thing. I scanned the room. Papers scattered, a bottle of milk toppled over, her phone screen glowing with a text thread she hadn't closed. I saw his name, not mine. A string of messages. "He's sleeping now. He looks so much like you." My stomach turned to ice. I didn't speak, didn't move. Just watched her watching me, waiting to see how far she'd go with the lie. Finally, she whispered, "It's not what you think." Of course it wasn't. It never is. I walked to the window. The city looked so small from up here, like a place other people lived. People who didn't know what it felt like to have the ground vanish beneath them. "Where's the baby?" I asked. "At daycare," she said too quickly. "I just needed time." Her voice cracked on the last word. I didn't push. Not yet. Because part of me already knew. The way she'd avoided my eyes when she'd found out she was pregnant. The hesitation when I'd suggested naming him after my father. The doctor's uneasy glance during that first ultrasound. Pieces I'd ignored because I wanted peace more than truth. Now they were falling into place, sharp and cruel. That night I put my daughter to bed and sat in the dark with my laptop. The noise of the keyboard was too loud, too alive. Her phone records weren't hard to access, neither were her emails. A name kept appearing, Daniel Hartman, her supervisor. I found photos, corporate events, late-night work dinners, a weekend conference that matched the week she told me she was visiting her sister. And then the message, "He's yours, Danny. I can't hide it forever." I saved everything, every word, every timestamp. The next morning, I called the lab. Quietly, calmly. 2 tests, I said. One for me, one for my son. For 3 days, I played my part. Husband, father, ordinary man. I made her coffee, kissed her cheek, pretended not to flinch when she smiled. Inside, I was dissecting her world piece by piece, without raising my voice, without breaking stride. When the envelope arrived, I didn't open it right away. I waited until the house was silent, until the clock read 2:13 a.m. My hands were steady. I unfolded the paper. The line was simple, clinical, final. Probability of paternity, 0.00%. The baby was not mine. Morning light came soft through the kitchen window. She was feeding the baby, humming under her breath. I laid the envelope on the counter. She looked at it, then at me. "What's this?" "Read it." She opened it slowly, eyes darting across the page. The hum stopped. Her breath caught. "Please," her voice broke. "I didn't mean for what?" I asked quietly. "For him to exist? Or for me to find out?" Tears came fast then, but I felt nothing. No anger, no grief, just the clean, surgical calm of understanding. She tried to touch my arm. I stepped back. "I thought he was yours," she whispered. "No, you hoped I wouldn't check." Her face twisted, shame, fear, something uglier underneath. I picked up my daughter's school folder from the table and walked to the door. "She deserves better than this," I said, and left. The next day, I forwarded every file, messages, photos, receipts, to her company's board. Subject line, employee misconduct, ethical breach. By noon, she was suspended. By evening, Daniel's wife had the same evidence in her inbox. I didn't need to say a word. The truth did the work for me. When she called, sobbing, I listened in silence, then ended the call. That night, the house was still. My daughter slept with her stuffed bear. The baby's crib was gone. So was the illusion. Weeks passed. The silence became familiar. I found peace in routines, the sound of coffee brewing, the weight of my daughter's laughter returning. Sometimes I still see her face in dreams, broken, pleading, but it fades when I wake. She thought betrayal was a secret she could bury. She never understood that silence can be sharper than rage. I didn't destroy her. I just removed the lie she built her life on. And when I looked at myself in the mirror tonight, I saw someone new. Not colder, just clean. The kind of man who finally stopped loving a ghost.